ARK Center creatures withdrawn from Vote. Developers attending PAX West and Gamescom. And when exactly are official servers closing down? You're right, kids, it's Raasclark, and welcome to your regular ARK community news. Before we begin, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, share it around, and let's get into it. So the Community Crunch dropped last night, updating us about the centre vote that's ongoing right here, right now, until Monday, August the 14th, with most creature submissions appearing to be more aquatic sea variants, with still the giant hermit crab, Shastasaurus, and Nothosaurus all still leading the charge, as we mentioned last weekend. Centre possesses a lot of aquatic areas to explore, so it's quite fitting to see so many submissions trying to jump onto that, to what appears might be our very first sea creature in ARK we've had for a very long time. With a wonder how exactly Centre will be reshaped for the ARK Survival Ascended version of it when it drops to the map, assuming it's going to drop after Aberration, guessing sometime next year, with a lot of potential for this map than any other in my opinion. And whilst once again there's a wealth of submissions, in fact 17 pages of this right now, very interested to see who makes the final top 10, it has to be noted a few people are pulling out. Why is that? Are submissions being rejected by the devs? Do people just hate the centre that much? They said, no, this is the map I don't want my creature to be a part of. I want to put my creature forward for a map that I prefer, a better map, because the centre gets a lot of disliking, opposite of love, more than most maps. Unjust, I tell you, though, I think the centre is by far one of the best maps. Perhaps I'm just, a bit old-fashioned, but I can't wait to see what they do with that. But no, it's none of that at all, people. It's simply a case of these particular submissions we've seen in previous votes, like the Jumper Mava Eureka and Maya Cetus, would feel more at home for future maps than they would for Centre. And I think the underlying reason is it's clear to see people want to see an aquatic creature win this voting round. The devs have been very outspoken about this as well, and people can see it for what it is. Don't see any points if my creature hasn't got any ability to swim. Why bother and save it for another vote, as there's going to be plenty more to come for future maps after this. With still some time to submit your creature, it's a wonder at this stage if dropping one so late in the game will have any real gravity towards it reaching the voting round, but the devs have made it very clear this time around that any proposed features for the creatures from the submission entries are meant to inspire their design, but certainly aspects may still be modified, looking at the recent Yai Ki, now Yai Ling. You got an Evo event going off, people. About 2 tabs unofficial, all the way up to 5 tabs on classic until Monday, August the 14th. If you're still playing those servers, which we're going to talk about in just a moment, because in a following announcement regarding ARK, POC and beginner servers, it was mentioned new wipe dates for these, interestingly, in September. Now, to everybody's surprise, including myself, I could have sworn that the official server network for ARK Survival Evolved was meant to shut down prior to these dates. In the original statement by Wildcard, they did say with the launch of ASA at the end of August, which they thought when it was coming out then, though obviously has since been pushed back to October, they would be taking down all official servers for Xbox, PlayStation and PC, with you still able to download the saves from those servers to play on an unofficial network. How can I even be feeling like I need to remind you of this, because there was so much drama surrounding this announcement when it was first made. And to remind once again, whilst that original statement still didn't make it clear on exactly when the servers were meant to shut down, it was later repeated or reiterated that the ASE official network would be going offline on August the 31st, which is the end of this month. And whilst ARK Survival Ascended has been pushed back to October following these announcements, leading some to believe maybe as a result the official network would continue to run for a bit longer, maybe for another month, the devs haven't openly confirmed whether there's going to be a delay with these official servers closing or not, though was mentioned by lead dev Jat in the Discord when questioned that he told the team to just put week ending and we can update it closer to the time because it's all sunsetting anyway. Not gonna lie, it's a bit jarring to hear that. If ASA is being delayed to October, I guess it was almost an expectation from myself that we would see a delay for the official network. Can we not forget the amount of commotion surrounding it when it was first announced? A lot of disappointed players. One here I managed to interview through Kona Voice, and it feels a bit bizarre as to why the devs haven't said anything surrounding these servers since then. As far as I'm aware, I'm pretty sure I haven't seen any new updates since the delay of ASA. And furthermore, of course, it begs the question, is ASA delayed even further? Apparently not literally still confirmed today by Jat. It is indeed still releasing in October. I know a lot of people out there are still questioning, is that really going to happen? Wildcard have been known to delay stuff, especially at the last minute, though recent maps have dropped more or less on time. But lest we forget, we still haven't seen any in-game footage of this. In fact, the assets, the 3D models that were being presented to us every now and then, well, we've stopped getting them too. You remember ASE tree versus ASA tree, these great comparisons we was getting and were seemingly meant to be getting every other week, and we stopped getting those. Well, it was detailed by Dolly that the responses to these being shown weren't the greatest. They was quite mixed, so they thought, you know what, this is taking extra work for us to do to put these out there. We'll just wait. We'll wait until we're ready to show what we've got, and we can at least expect to see a trailer before we're even asked to part with our money. Whilst fun may have been poked at some of these, honestly, the tree thing is the best. Was hoping for a rock at some point. I still think it's some valued information to go on. It's great to see, you know, what the devs are working on. It seems that they are rebuilding this from the ground up, and there is now some concern really in the devs not showing us anything. What is going on? What's with all the secrecy? Why are you not showing us more than what you could? If the devs are playing it right now, playtesting it, as we mentioned last weekend, it's visible in some form or other for us to see. Give us a taste, man. Why do we not get to see this? There must be a valid reason for that. I'm guessing there was an assumption before that other funding parties involved may have had some impact on actually showing us, and that's why we only got assets. Or the devs are just making sure this is the version of Unreal 5 that we're going to see, because Unreal Engine 5 has been forever updated during the development of this new version of ARK, and perhaps the devs are just making sure that this is the one, the version of Unreal Engine 5 they are going to drop this with. Either way, they'll certainly be telling somebody at the upcoming Gamescom event on the 23rd until the 27th of August, though in no public capacity. Don't expect Wildcard to be approachable or have any physical appearance. They're not ghosts or anything like that. They're just having secret business meetings with people at these events. So, you know, don't attend this event hoping to find ARK and anything ASA related. It seems it's all going to be very backdoor meetings, as confirmed in conversations between Doug the Head and GP. With another note, they'll be attending PAX West on top, but with the same outcome: no public appearance, backdoor business meetings. So don't expect anything public actually appearing from these. And on that note, a big shout out to GP. Pretty much all of the sources of this whole news video came direct from GP. Can't sugarcoat that at all. GP is certainly well informed on what's going on behind the scenes with ARK, and certainly does regular news videos all the time. So, you know, shout out, credit where credit is deserved. And what do I make of all of this? ASA, is it going to release in October? My guesses are still yes. The devs are saying October. It would make sense for it to release in October, though with Extra Life normally happening at the end of the month, I can imagine them saving it until at least being as close to that event as possible. They've always showcased their best stuff during the Extra Life event, but perhaps we may see it prior to then. In fact, The next month or so surely should dictate what is going on. Surely next month we should see a trailer at the very least. Right? What do you think? Comment below, let me know. My name's Raasclark. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, peace out.